Hi guys, this is Cabal TGN, and in this video we're going to cover Feral Cats and Mists of Pandaria Beta. Let's begin by taking a look at some of the changes to Feral Cats. It looks like we lost Claw in Mists of Pandaria. Instead we're going to be using Mangle. Mangle now no longer applies the bleed debuff to the target. Thrash is now usable by Feral Cats. It also now applies the Weakened Blows debuff, which is functionally the same as the 4.3 Demoralizing Roar. Ravage has changed a little bit. The energy cost of Ravage has dropped by 10. Also, it has a 50% increased critical strike chance on targets with 80% health or more by default. Our Swipe ability now awards a combo point if it strikes your current target. Rip has been improved in Mists of Pandaria. Shred, Ravage, and Mangle extend the duration of Rip by 2 seconds, up to a maximum of 6 seconds. Ferocious Bite now consumes up to 25 additional energy. This is down from 35 in 4.3. Its crit chance is increased by 25% against bleeding targets, and it also refreshes Rip on dying targets. Savage Roar no longer increases the damage of our auto attacks. Now it increases our physical damage by 30%. I'm curious to see if this is actually a buff or not. Skull Bash is less expensive, but it has a longer cooldown in Mists of Pandaria. Also, when you interrupt, it increases the mana cost of the target spells by 25% in this last 10 seconds. Stampeding Roar now has the property of removing snares and roots. Tiger's Fury has changed a little bit. It now increases our physical damage and grants us 60 energy while in cat form. Let's walk through a quick example pull that demonstrates one possible single target rotation for Feral Cats. We're moving on to the second boss. Let's get a Thrash in, and there's a boss right there. So we're going to Fairy Fire, charge in, Thrash. Let's get a Rake in, Tiger's Fury, Incarnation, DPS macro, refresh our Savage Roar, start spamming Ravage, another Ravage, 5 combo point Rip, Ravage, Barkskin, get Rake back up, 5 combo point Ferocious Bite, there's a Thrash, refresh our Savage Roar, start shredding, get behind him, shred, let's refresh our Rake, Tiger's Fury, shred, Thrash, refresh Savage Roar, Thrash, actually Savage Roar, Thrash, and there we go, pretty straightforward. We have a brand new ability in Mists of Pandaria called Symbiosis. The way Symbiosis works is it allows you to trade one of your special abilities with a targeted party member. After casting it, you will have one of their abilities and they will have one of yours. For example, if you're a Feral Cat and you cast Symbiosis on a Protection Paladin, you'll receive Divine Protection and the Paladin will receive Barkskin. Let's move on to some of the more interesting talents in Mists of Pandaria Beta. Wild Charge replaces our old Feral Charge ability from 4.3. Also, you can use Wild Charge to leap while in travel form. Typhoon is functionally the same as it was in 4.3, except that now you can cast it in any form. Soul of the Forest is an energy efficiency talent. It makes your finishing moves grant you 2 energy per combo point. Incarnation is a 30-second buff that allows you to use abilities that are otherwise restricted to stealth while you're unstealthed, and it removes the positional requirement of Ravage. It also gives you an armored appearance. Force of Nature is a great DPS cooldown that summons tree ants, which DPS and also stun enemy targets. Disorienting Roar is an AoE spell that disorients all nearby targets for 3 seconds and is usable in any form. And Mighty Bash is your basic 5-second stun, similar to the 4.3 Bash ability. Let's now move on to some of the more interesting glyphs for Feral Cats. The Glyph of Prowl removes the movement penalty of your Prowl ability. This is really nice to have. Now it makes us basically equal to rogues in that sense. The glyph of Savagery is a great glyph. It lets you cast a 12-second Savage Roar without having any combo points. The glyph of the Master Shapeshifter significantly reduces the mana cost of all shapeshifts by 90%. And the glyph of Shred removes the position requirement of Shred whenever either Berserk or Tiger's Fury are active. Let's wrap up by taking a look at a couple of interesting minor glyphs. The glyph of the Chameleon gives you a random hair color whenever you enter either cat or bear form. And the glyph of Grace reduces falling damage whenever you are not in cat form. And that wraps up my Feral Cat report. Thanks for watching.